You've seen all the videos, the beach sets, the boat parties, the afters. You're tempted to book, but you've got some questions and you're wondering, is it really as good as it looks? Get comfy, because here's a raver's guide to hospitality on the beach, Croatia, and why it might just be the best thing you've ever decided to do. If you don't already know, it's a 7-day full spectrum drum and bass festival hosted by Hospital Records, set beachside at the Garden Resort in Tisno, Croatia. A fully equipped festival site with 3 outdoor stages, private beach, boat parties, and hands down some of the most stunning rave scenery you will ever see. Plus, you've got the option to stay on or off site depending on how hard you want to send it. So when you first arrive on site, you collect your wristband, head through security and down the stairs to the festival site. It's not huge, there's space to have a wander, but it's still small enough where everything's literally just a couple of minutes away from each other. 3 stages: garden stage, olive grove, and the beach stage, which is the one you'll see as you first enter the site. The view from here is genuinely stunning. I cannot stress how good it felt listening to some of the best sets I've ever heard gazed out across that water. I'm telling you, it was life-changing. Whole experience actually could just be worth it for this alone. The beach is just behind you, so if you're not up for dancing or you want to have a chill out, you can sit there, have a swim if you want to cool off, and then along the beach there's a couple of bars, a seating area, and the olive grove stage. Tucked away under the trees and out the way from the rest of the festival, it was sick. One of them where you literally just lose yourself for ages and actually forget where you were. Flex out in here on Thursday night went off. Perfect spot for something like proper dark and vibey. If you head out of here and go across past the food court in the middle, it'll take you to the garden stage, which is probably the most flashy and immersive of them all. It has this like boxy enclosed layout that just fully locks you in and immerses you into the production. Lighting in here was sick. If you're into that, then you will love this stage. And they also had these platforms dotted throughout the crowd, so it's perfect for getting a good view. The lighting on the other stages was definitely a bit more subtle and complemented the setting rather than dominating it, but with the beautiful scenery, the vibes, it all worked really well, and visually it looked perfect everywhere. Sound here was really impressive. I'm not sure what system it is they have, but I'm telling you, this thing was serious. Dillinger Beniel had it by the throat at points, and it held up so well the whole week long, every stage, every set. Actually sounded incredible the whole time. It is loud, very weighty, so you might want earplugs if that's not really your thing, because the way it actually thumps across the beach is ridiculous. I loved it personally. If you're going out to Origins, you are in for a big treat. So On the Beach has been running since 2018, and every year Hospitality create a ridiculous lineup packed with long-term legends and new gen talent across all corners of drum and bass. It's a bit cliche to say I saw the best sets of my life, but legit, some of the sets I saw here across the week were unforgettable. Obviously you'd expect it to be at something like this, but completely putting aside the amazing scenery, if you are a D&B fan, I could not recommend this experience enough purely based on that. The variety is incredible, from that soulful, sunshiny liquid to dark, weighty rollers and literally everything else in between. Musically, the experience was absolutely amazing. I actually felt busier at the start of the week, which surprised me, as I know some people do just come out for the long weekend. If it is your first time though, I definitely recommend doing the full week. There's a lot to take in and it is quite intense, so having the time to rest and digest everything properly in between definitely makes all the difference, and trust me, you'll enjoy it so much more if you're not sleep deprived. Daytimes are really nice and chilled, which is perfect because getting through the nights, afters, boat parties is knackering, especially in the heat. There is stuff to do during the days like D&B karaoke, bangers and clangers, and a few DJ sets on this little bit here, but most people just chilled on the beach till the main stages kicked off in the afternoon, and it was actually lush, not feeling like you had to be everywhere all the time. Staying on site definitely makes it a lot more convenient if you're planning to spend your days at the festival too and really go hard, but I will speak a little bit more about that in part 2. Now, I do just want to stress, obviously the whole experience is amazing, but the location of this hits differently and just makes it a truly unforgettable place to rave in. It looks gorgeous during the day, but watching the whole festival really come to life at night with all the lights twinkling off the water and the tunes, I would strongly recommend, if you can, experiencing this at least once, because honestly, it was one of the most unique and magical things I've ever had the pleasure to experience. Everyone I spoke to while I was there felt the same, and if you ask anyone that's been, I guarantee they will tell you this too. You also really love that it's only as full on as you want it to be. You can full send it, do everything, or take a slower pace and find that sweet spot between like partying and having a proper holiday like we did. We went just the two of us, and if you're a couple that love drum and bass and raving is your thing, to be fair, even if it's not your thing but you do love D&B, I honestly do not think you could find a better holiday. Obviously it's sick to do with your mates, but you could even do it solo. The whole site felt really safe, really welcoming, and the vibes were absolutely incredible the whole week long, and I genuinely couldn't recommend it enough. Come back for part 2 and I'll give you some practical information about the boat parties, afters, and everything else you might need to know.